I first started with the intention of only doing one race. So I didn't even buy a tri bike, and I borrowed almost every piece of equipment that I could, and had a really kind of surprising result at Ironman 70.3 Gulf Coast. In my first race, I went 4:05 and got fourth overall in that race, at which point people started trying to convince me to do it more and more. And so I decided, you know what, I'll go to the 70.3 Ironman World Championships that fall, and then I'll stop because I'll be starting medical school then. And long story short, I went there. Well, I went to USA Triathlon Nationals first, where I won my age group and was fourth overall. And then went to Worlds and was second in my age group. And so at that point, it was clear that there was something going on. And so I decided to take a leap of faith and commit myself to triathlon during medical school. And things have just gone super well. This past season, I was during my Ironman debut, I went 8:23 at Ironman Texas, which was first overall among the amateurs and placed me 10th among the professionals. Then at Ironman Lake Placid, I was 8:25, and I won the amateur division by 50 minutes in a time. And then I was fourth among the professionals. And then, then I already told you about Kona, where I was the top overall amateur for my day, and then won my age group in a time of 8:35. So just super unexpected path, and just been really blessed with kind of the success that I found so far. And it's just been a lot of fun. I first heard about Coolmitt technology while watching the Tour de France every now and again. This past summer, I kind of heard about teams using this cool technology to cool their core temperature down before they were doing their races. And then I kind of became really interested when I learned about it a little bit more through, I got a newsletter from The Feed where they were talking about it. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And maybe there's something there. And I was really interested in it leading up to Kona, in particular, helping out with heat training, because in Ohio, I knew that it was going to be cold. And so that I would have to do kind of heat training kind of super intensely. And I wanted a way to be able to cool my core temperature down fast after that. And I think the other thing about it that really interested me was the potential to use it during workouts to keep my core temperature low. Because I definitely had workouts before where I knew that physically I would have been able to do the sets, but I overheated. And so the idea of being able to cool my core temperature down while doing those workouts was super attractive to me. As an endurance athlete, I think I'm a slightly different use case for how to use the Coolmitt. I mainly use it either during my long trainer rides on my indoor trainer, or actually my favorite way to use the Coolmitt is during cool downs after hard workouts. So when I have a long indoor training ride, I will put the mitt on while I'm riding. And I found that it does a really good job of keeping my core temperature stable, even during hard workouts. And so that enables me to push hard for much longer without fatigue and without kind of reaching my threshold. And then after workouts, the thing that I've found has been really great is, as a medical student, I am constantly moving from one thing to the next. And especially during the summer, when it's hot outside, I would have a problem where I would do a workout and it's hot outside, and then I would immediately have to go to a meeting or some sort of other thing where I needed to look representable. And I would jump in the shower, and even after taking a cold shower, I would get out and I'd still be like drenched in sweat because my core temperature was so high. And one thing that I found with the Coolmitt is that after a hard workout where my core temperature is high, I can put the Coolmitt on for 5 to 10 minutes and I will basically not sweat after that point. And so that's been a really nice kind of unexpected benefit of the technology. The third way that I've used it is to help me fall asleep after hard workouts. So again, there are times where my schedule, I have to do a workout later into the evening. And in the past, that meant that I was going to bed and my core temperature was still elevated and I would be super hot and sweaty, which makes it hard to fall asleep. And what I'll do now is I will use the Coolmitt right before I go to bed, and I'll actually even sleep with it on to help cool my core temperature and help me get to bed faster and more comfortably than I was able to beforehand. So I think the biggest thing is I also in terms of specific feedback, I think the biggest thing that I've seen is during hard intensity workouts where I'm using it, it helps me maintain my core temperature. And then on easy rides, it helps me keep my core temperature lower. And so what I mean is that I've actually done some experiments because I'm a scientific kind of guy where I have a core temperature sensor on, and during hard workouts, I'll put it on and I'll do 1 rep without the Coolmitt on, and then I'll have an easy time where my core temperature drops, and then another hard rep with the Coolmitt on. And I've noticed that, it can keep my core temperature 0.5 degree to 1 degree lower than just with a fan and air conditioning alone. So that's been really super interesting. And then actually during easy rides, I've noticed that when I either ride with for easy bike rides on the trainer, I've noticed that I can get my heart rate about 5 to 10 beats per minute lower when using the Coolmitt versus not using any sort of cooling, which has also been just super interesting to see.